Okay, moving on to our next topic of the day. And this one still takes place in Korea, but this can affect every country worldwide as this revolves around the whole tourism industry. Okay, so Korea to end visa-free entry from nations banning Koreans. Korea will ban the visa-free entry for visitors from countries that have banned Koreans during the virus epidemic. In a meeting on Wednesday, the Prime Minister said we're suspending visa waivers from travelers from countries that are banning Koreans and also restricting non-essential foreign visitors. The decision was welcomed by many as overdue, even though it looks motivated by the patriotic peeve rather than epidemiological reasoning. Bach, in late February, President Moon Jae-hee said that it was meaningless to shut doors for foreigners now that the virus has already spread far and wide. Korea has a visa waiver agreement with 69 countries and grants visa entry to visitors from another 47. But picking only on those that ban Korea means some others where the virus is rampant are slipping through the net. Americans and Chinese take up the largest portion of the foreigners arriving recently, but neither are included in the ban. The U.S. suspended interviews for long-stay visas last month, but has not banned Korean tourists or those who already have valid visas. The U.S. has the highest number of infections in the world with 390,000, but arrivals from America will still be admitted here. Yes, they will, but you will be charged $82 a night for 14-day quarantine. Keep that in mind. China is not on the list of visa waiver countries in the first place. On March 28th, China banned all foreigners, including Korea. So there's karma there for you. Korea is very reliant on China. They have this island called Jeju that when Chinese stopped visiting Jeju over a THAAD missile thing, the island practically went bankrupt, and even the mainland of Korea took a severe shopping decline. But anyway, I want to give my comments about visas and tourism just a second, so stay with me. So, talking about the end of visa-free traveler status, when I was a kid and if I wanted to go to Europe, my parents said, okay, you have to write the Germany consulate or the France consulate. You guys send in photo pictures. You have to send in a health check. That's within 6 months and do all this stuff. So it was a headache, and I never had the desire to leave America because of that. I was like, no, too big of a headache. So the nice thing about modernization in the internet is the e-visa is a big perk. All right. So, because they can do it all online, you get people from other countries do it for you. They can get it done faster instead of weeks or months. But now the virus has caused a problem. So here's my question for you. Do you know what paperwork is required to get a visa by an embassy? You need bank records. You need to show you have so much money in the bank so you won't be on the welfare system. Okay, something bad happens. You have to have a health check usually, and that means you have to show that you have no big disease that, like this case, a virus that can spread. You have to have sometimes a criminal background checks, so that you're not a criminal. Okay, I'm going to give a classic example. Like when I was teaching in Korea, I wanted to send my girlfriend just there. But they go like, no, sorry, she has to have so much money in her bank, otherwise she only can come as a tour group, and therefore she couldn't be with you. So, it was very frustrating in that regard. Okay, so now how would this affect the travel industry if more countries do this and they do it for a prolonged period of time? Let's just say, like yesterday, we talked about Bali, Indonesia, how they're so reliant on tourism. Let's say for 2 years they stop e-visas. Their country's gone. They have nothing. They have nothing. So just think of countries or places that are so dependent on tourism. And all the hotel workers, all the restaurants, all the bus drivers, all the tour guides, where will they go? That's why I'm like, if more countries do this, so many people are going to be unemployed that the government's not going to know what to do with it. Okay? And Korea, though, does have a loophole because in Korea, you can go to this island, Jeju, and then from Jeju, because that's open to like any tourist, you can just fly right into Jeju. But Jeju is special because once you're on Jeju, you can just buy a ticket to go to the Korean mainland, and they're like, okay, we welcome you. So that's a little loophole. There might be others out there for other countries, but I wanted to bring that up. And here's another issue. When you are traveling and you get your paperwork, right now many countries have a 14-day quarantine before they let you actually leave the airport. So, like in Korea's case, it's $82 a night. Can you imagine telling your employer, "Oh yes, I'm taking a week off. I'm going to Japan or Korea," and they go, "Oh, okay, we're going to lock you up for 14 days." That's not going to happen. And even if these e-visas go away, I want you to think about this. I'm from California, and we have elementary, middle school, high schools. When I was a kid, when you registered for school, you had to have antibiotics or immune shots. But California years ago passed that was unconstitutional. So some kids will go to school sick, and then they actually pass some fatal diseases around. Past few years, they've even made big newspapers because these sick kids were going to school and infecting everybody else, but schools couldn't do anything because it was constitutionally okay. So keeping that in mind, if places like that do that, how could you reopen the e-visas to everybody without even a health check if there's people that can slip through the cracks like that? So anyway, please leave your comments below what the visa process is to get into your country or for a place you want to go or what you think about the e-visas staying or ending. Let me know. I'm very interested. Thank you. Hi. The small clip you saw was brought to you by Loyal World News. If you like what you saw, you should subscribe and look up my daily Loyal World News report for its full version. If you don't want to watch it on YouTube, prefer to be on the road, I also have a podcast in every full-length video I put up.